So we know that the holiday season is going to be coming in, and a lot of people are going to be spending their hard-earned money on things that people want, not necessarily what they need, but what they want. So if you're a newer gun owner, and let's say you've had a pistol for a while and you're looking into buying another gun, this is just a quick advice video to say to you, maybe instead of buying a second gun or a third gun, these should be 3 things that you have on your list as must-haves during the holiday season, and it's something that you definitely should buy. So here we go. So like I said in the beginning, this is the time of the year where people are going to take their money and they're going to buy things for others that they may want. I know as a gun owner myself and as a gun just enthusiast as a whole, I always believed in the idea that you got to have more, right? Like that's just, I think it becomes the obsession of the gun owner where you may have some great guns, but then you can always say to yourself, well, I'd love to have a greater gun than I have. And I'll be honest with you, YouTube doesn't help, especially when you have certain channels that are showing every brand new gun that's coming out and then some. And of course, now you're sitting there saying, boy, I really would like that gun or this gun or whatever in front of you. But I think we need to take a step back and say to especially the newer gun owners out there that there has to be an investment made prior to maybe going out and getting that second or third gun. So the first thing on my list for all of you, especially the newer guys and gals out there, is you got to invest in your money in a holster, like a really good holster. Because without that, you're going to not necessarily want to carry your gun. It has to be comfortable, has to be reliable, has to be well created, and also usable. So for me personally, there's a couple of holster manufacturers that I've stuck by over the years, not in any particular order, but Vetter holsters, Black Arch holsters, the Armsman holsters, and of course, Harry's holsters. Those 4 brands for me have always worked. They've been solid options. Never had any issues with them, and I continue to use them today. So definitely you want to invest your money in a holster. The second thing that I think you're going to need is absolutely a great gun belt, right? So when I started off, carrying a gun, even when I was starting YouTube, I kept going back and forth in the type of belts that I wanted to use. I tried leather belts. I tried, hybrid type belts, you name it. Every single belt that I could find, I tried just because I wanted to get something that worked the best for me. Over the course of several years, and just seeing what works, my belt of choice is going to be Core Essentials. Again, none of these people are paying me to say any of this. This is just stuff that I use, and I'm trying to share that. I don't want to say wisdom, but I want to say the advice that I've gotten over the years with a lot of you out there who are new gun owners. So Core Essential belts have always worked with me. I've got the leather belts. I have the other type of belts. They're military belts, you name it. They've always worked. I've had no issues with them, been flawless for years, and I still carry it with them today. So the first thing I said were the holsters. Second thing I'm going to say is a good gun belt, because you want to be able to be comfortable. You want to be able to carry that gun without having any sag. Obviously, the belt should be rigid, but not overly rigid so you can't breathe. But all those things and factors really should be something that you invest in more than maybe the next gun. Because you can go buy a gun, but now you're going to have to see, okay, do I need a new holster? Am I going to need a bigger belt? I would have all of the foundational pieces first before I made that investment in another firearm. The third and final thing that I would absolutely recommend putting money into is range time, right? Because we can buy 17 guns and you may never even be able to shoot 17 guns. So now you have 17 paperweights that are hanging in your safe because you don't have the money to go out and buy the ammunition. You don't have the money to join a club or even pay the, maybe an entry fee to go and shoot. All those factors, along with the fact that, you want to spend some time training, you want to spend some time shooting, and keep that up. It can't be just a once a month event. This is something you should try to do, twice a month at the minimum, just so you can get a little bit more proficient. So if I could offer any advice during this time of the year, yes, I get it. We're all under the influence of watching these gun videos and people reviewing every brand new fancy gun that somehow, costs $2,000 and they're going to recommend it to the average guys and gals out there. Or we can sit here and have an honest conversation and say, look, instead of going that route first, what you really should do is invest in a good holster, a really good belt, and some training and range time. So what I want to see in the comments down below are what are some of the things you would offer as advice to other people regarding what they should invest their money in besides a brand new gun during this time of the year. So I hope you have a great night. Stay safe. I hope you guys are going to have a great Thanksgiving. And as always, everyone, freedom is never free.